certainly the confirmation hearings that are coming up, I know just from reading the different press statements from Doug Jones, that's certainly going to be part of his calculus. Yes, sir, and then we'll go right there.
Where does all the money gone to the state for all the things that you talk about, education and public safety and all this? What has Alabama done in the last 15 years with all the money, tax money that's come down to Montgomery? It just seems like it gets down there to the backwards. Where does it go?
I think it's part of the overall fabric of corruption that's going on with our state. I mean, you think about what has happened over the just 24 months alone. Your Chief Justice, your House Speaker, your House Majority Leader, and the Governor all leave under some either indictment or cloud of shame. It's that type of mismanagement and waste that is really, to me, is part and parcel of the problems that we have in Montgomery. And I know I've said this a couple of times tonight, but it gets back to the politics of fear and distraction. They don't want to talk about issues, because when you talk about those issues and you look at Alabama's record, we have failed over the last 8 years. And I'm certainly understanding that they don't want a governor that's actually going to be proactive and talk about solutions. But here's the thing. If one party had all the answers, we'd have solved all the problems before 2010, or the Republicans would have solved them afterwards. What we do need in this state is balance. We need balance when it comes to these issues. And right now, that does not exist. And either extremism or fear is dominating the policy decisions of our state. And that's why you've seen the gross mismanagement over the last 7 to 8 years. Yes, sir.
The majority of people in this room obviously are going to vote for you. What can we best do to get our neighbors and those maybe in our churches who are Republicans? We know they're Republicans. We have good friends who are Republicans, maybe. How can we best get a vote out for you?
I think what we've got to continue to do, and I've instructed our campaign to do, is continue to talk about issues. I mean, we certainly could, as they're going to demagogue national issues and try to make them apply to the state level, we could do the same. But where would that put us at the end of the day? If I'm elected governor, then I'm elected in a divided state, and there's going to be no room for us to find common ground and solve the problems in front of us. So one of the things I would talk to your neighbors about, let's talk about health care. 88% of our rural hospitals are in the red. If our rural hospitals start collapsing, guess what happens? That collapse is coming to urban areas. Let's talk about UAB in particular. Last year, UAB did $144 million worth of charitable care. If we would have expanded Medicaid, about 25% of that number would have been reduced. So now you go from $144 million down to somewhere under $120 million. Think about what a UAB could do with an additional $25 million a year to maybe invest in genomic sequencing or precision medicine. And you think about when you talk to, especially when you talk to Republicans and independents, you talk about job growth, health care. Those are the things where we're on the right side of history. Because I know they're as frustrated as I am. I talk to many Republicans who are as frustrated as we are. When you go to Haleyville, Alabama, by the way, one of the reddest parts of our state just recently had to raise taxes to keep their hospital open. Now, they had to do that. They've been promised by their political leaders for time and eternity, we're the party of low taxes. Well, guess which party that failed to expand Medicaid has now made them raise their local taxes just to keep